Okay, this video is for my Calculus 1 class, and I'm talking about antiderivatives and motion, and I wanted to give you some practical examples. So this picture that you see here is an Amazon drone, and the Amazon drone has a they're battery powered, and their rotor-based system capable of flying at 50 miles per hour or 73 feet per second, and can carry a 5-pound payload, which is sufficient to deliver 86% of the products in Amazon's inventory. Amazon compares their drones to model aircraft, which makes sense because manned aircraft are simply impractical for the type of delivery operations the company wants to test and eventually implement. Amazon seeks to operate their drones on their private airfield within the visual line of sight of the operator and or one or more observers at least 400 feet above the ground level and within Class G airspace. Okay, so you're asking, well, what do I need to know this for? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to talk about an Amazon drone with a package is ascending at a rate of 50 miles per hour or 73 feet per second. It is at its max height at 400 feet when it malfunctions and drops a package. How long does it take the package to hit the ground? Okay, so the big thing I want to talk about this, the hint is you need to know your acceleration due to gravity. And most people know that it's 9.8 meters per second squared, and it's negative because it's going towards the ground. But the acceleration due to gravity in feet per second squared is negative 32 feet per second squared. So we know that acceleration due to gravity, okay, we'll do A of t for time, is going to be negative 32 feet per second squared. Okay, so that's one thing you need to know to do this problem. All right. The other thing they told us, they said that it's ascending at a rate of 73 feet per second. So I know the velocity when time is 0 is going to be 73 feet per second, okay? So the initial velocity is 73 feet per second, okay? And then I know, okay, that when we look at this, that it said that the height is going to be, okay, 400 feet. So we use S. So when time is 0, S sub 0 is going to be 400 feet. Okay, so I needed to use this acceleration due to gravity because everything they're giving us is in feet. So I'm not going to use the negative 9.8 meters per second. All right, so we basically want to know how long it takes for this package to hit the ground. Okay, so we're going to start out with knowing this acceleration due to gravity, and acceleration is our second derivative. So if I go backwards and figure out what velocity would be, so you got to also remember that you have your position function, okay, which is going to be in feet. I don't need to actually have sub-zero. We'll do our position function this way. So S of t is my position function. That's in feet. And then velocity, which is the first derivative, is in feet per second because it's a rate. And then acceleration, okay, is in feet per second squared. So this is our position. This is S prime of t is our velocity. I'm just reminding you. And S double prime of t is acceleration. So if I know acceleration, I can kind of go backwards and figure out our position function is what we're going to do. So if I know that acceleration, which is the same as saying the derivative velocity with we want to go backwards, okay, is a derivative velocity with respect to time, I know that's negative 32 feet per second. So now let's find what velocity would be, v of t. So this is the antiderivative. So if there's nothing there, I'm just going to put negative 32t, and then I have my constant c. But we do know that v sub 0, we knew this right here, is 73 feet per second. So I can actually figure out what my constant is. I'm going to do, when the time was 0, it was 73 feet per second. So I can just put it equal to 73. And then I'm going to solve, oops, I should have actually put a 0 right here, because if we're going to do v of 0, this should be negative 32 times 0. plus c. And if you'll notice, c must equal 73. So now I know my velocity equation is going to be negative 32t plus 73. So that's good. So by giving us this information right here, I'm able to find that. So I now know my equation, and we start out with acceleration, our acceleration equation. So this is what we started with. Now we're going backwards and finding velocity. Now we're going to go backwards and find the position function so that we can figure out how long it's going to take that package to go to the ground. So now this is the first derivative, so I'm going to go backwards and find our position. So s of t. So this is antiderivative, so that's going to be t squared. Multiply that by a half, so it's going to be negative 16t squared plus 73t plus c. Now I know this. Now we have this equation. I do know that the position when time is 0 is 400 feet. So we're actually going to do s of 0 to figure out this c. Negative 16 times 0 squared plus 73 times 0 plus c is going to equal 400. And when I look at that, that must be c is 400. Now, because of that, I know my position function, this is cool, is s of t equals negative 16t squared plus 73t plus 400. So just knowing the acceleration and those two, that information, I know my position function is going to be negative 16t squared plus 73t plus 400, okay? Now, if I want to know how long that takes for that to hit the ground, isn't that right here, isn't my height, because this is my position, isn't my height going to be 0 when it hits the ground? Okay, so I'm going to put that equal to 0, and we're going to use the quadratic formula, which is old school, that you've done a long time ago, and figure out when that hits the ground. So I'm going to stack and rack. A is going to be negative 16, B is going to be 73, C is 400, D, which is b squared minus 4ac, comes out to be 30,929. So now I want to know what time, so t equals negative b plus or minus the square root of 30,929 all over 2a. And then I'm going to do the plus and the minus. One of them is negative 3.21, and I'm going to reject this one because negative time is not helping us at all. It doesn't mean anything to this problem. Then the other one I do, I get 7.78 seconds. So this is how long it takes that package to hit the ground. Now I know it took us more than 7.78 seconds to do this problem, but it's kind of cool, and I just wanted to show you that you can figure that out just by knowing acceleration due to gravity and know a couple other data points looking at our velocity, that it's rising, and how high it was before it dropped the package.